Question number three, what is the RBAC in Kubernetes and how does it? So this is again most important part of the Kubernetes interview. What is the expected answer? RBAC controls who can do what in which Kubernetes. Role defines permissions, get, list, create, delete on resources, pods, deployment secrets within a namespace. If you want to define the cluster level role, just define the cluster. Same but cluster wide for or cluster scope resources like namespaces and role binding. Bind a role to subject, user, group, service account in a namespace. If you want to bind a role at the cluster level, then you can use the cluster role binding. It binds a cluster role cluster. What are the subject? Users, human users identified by certificate, CNs or OIDC token. A group's collection of users, service account, identities for pods, and principle of least privilege. Every subject gets the minimum permission required. Audit with kubectl auth can -I. What is the expectation by the hiring manager? Distinguishing a role versus cluster role versus two binding types is the minimum. Mentioning service account as pod entities and principle of least privilege signals security awareness beyond the textbook RBAC. The common mistakes are usually candidates provide the answer RBAC is configured in the config file, Kubernetes handles authentication, who you are. RBAC handles authorization, what you can do. Confusing with the authentication and authorization is a fundamental security crack. You have to focus. What is the production example? Right people, right access, right. Same example. Store front end, order service, inventory stock service, admin, black. What are the roles? Developers, order service, support, the platform admin. What they can do via RBAC and the resource in the scope. Developer can manage their own app in development environment, deploy, update, view log. Namespace dev, not in the other namespaces, only for their app. Order service can access only what it needs. Get order, update orders, status. Resource orders only in the prod namespace. Support read only access for troubleshooting, view pods, view logs. Again, this is the team, support team can have access, read only access in the production. And platform admin, it has full control of cluster operation, all resources, all namespaces, cluster wide access, all the resources. How it works? Define the permission, role, cluster role, bind to user, groups, service accounts, role binding, cluster role binding. Kubernetes API server checks the access, allows only if permitted. Real world impact, secure by default, least privilege. Service can access what they don't need. Easy to audit, who can do what. RBAC, make sure every user, service, and tool gets only the access they need, nothing more, nothing. What are the follow-up questions? You can see the follow-up questions and the short answer that you can use in your